Hell fucking yeah. Motherfuckers. Cali Green Too Fresh. Carnival Spirits. Ninjas in Action. I'm kicking it with my boys. BstMstR and fucking PANIK 17.
Hey, yo.
What up, you guys?
Chilling.
So today, we're talking about Faygoluvers Heaven motherfucking music awards. MA. Motherfuckers.
I just want to say that I think it's pretty fresh that they're doing it. You know, Faygoluvers is no stranger to the underground. They've never really done this before. So it's cool that they finally did. Hell yeah.
It's definitely good because, like, I'm pretty sure y'all are like me. The awards on TV, we have no interest in it. You know, you might pass it by, look, and see whatever the fuck. But now here's, like, awards for people that you actually give a fuck about. You know what's up. You may follow them a little bit. You may follow them a lot. But it's, like, just an award show that you can actually give a fuck about. Other than that bullshit you're going to see on TV.
Definitely. You know, I've been following Faygoluvers since the fucking beginning. This is long overdue. They've been promoting shit for years. For the past, what, fucking decade and a half, whatever. You know, I've been following them since about 2000, so it's fresh to finally see them give this recognition to the underground. Yeah, there's many different categories. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fucking different categories that they came up with, which is pretty fresh.
Why don't you read us the categories real quick? Tell us what's on the fucking menu.
Definitely. So we've got Underground Album of the Year, EP of the Year, Tour of the Year, Music Video of the Year, Mixtape of the Year, Metal Album of the Year, Horrorcore Album of the Year, Hip Hop Album of the Year, Collab Project of the Year, Supergroup of the Year, and of course, Album of the Year.
Jesus Christ, why didn't they have, like, you know, Butt Scratcher of the Year? Or what? Are those enough categories? All right.
They went big.
So where do you want to start?
It's pretty fresh, you know, pretty fucking fresh. This is honestly a big deal in the underground, you know. We've been waiting for something like this for years. I personally have. You know, like, even whenever you talk about, like, the VMAs, I'm pretty sure they don't even have a section anymore for metal music, rock and roll. So, you know, to see that Faygoluvers is given that recognition, I think that's fresh. But, you know, there are some things, you know, this is their first year doing this, and there are a couple things that they could use a little work on. You know, maybe get a little more to help come up with this shit. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So, Underground Album of the Year. You've got Killa Capone with Mad World, Mr. Gray with Remain Raw, Priceless with Hate, Scums the Grim Zipper. Shit, there's one other. I can't remember what it is, though. The only real beef I have with this is Scum's Grim Zipper. Scum's not just an underground artist. He would have been more well fit probably in horrorcore artist. That's pretty basic knowledge to anyone in the underground, you know, that is part of this realm right here.
So basically, they put Scum in the underground category when there's really no question that he's a horrorcore artist, and he's not in the horrorcore category. I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, exactly. He was miscategorized. Which, you know, like I said, it's their first time doing this. So there's definitely a few things that need to be tweaked a bit. The EP of the year, that list is pretty solid. You've got ICP's House of Wax, Twisted's Get Twisted, Mad Child Switched On Sessions, and KMK's Buddha Shack. Which that's a pretty solid list right there. You know, House of Wax EP is something that has been anticipated for years. It's been forever since ICP's put out an EP.
I didn't know that Cottonmouth Kings even came out with a Buddha Shack or EP or whatever. That's pretty crazy.
It's probably because everyone you know like disowned the KMK within the past year and don't follow them anymore. Who knows what they're putting out music?
They kind of threw themselves under a bus, honestly. I'm a KMK fan. I've always been a KMK fan, so, I mean, and I'll be honest, they kind of threw themselves under the bus with the whole Subnoise thing and then not following through with the whole lawsuit thing. So let's talk about the tour of the year. You got Hobson's Knock Madness Tour, ICP's Shockfest, Tech Nine's Band of Psychos Tour, Tech Nine's Independent Grind Tour, and Twisted's This Way to Hell Tour. Now, I think it's a little redundant, I guess you could say, to have Tech Nine listed twice in one category. Yeah. I think it's a little redundant to have one artist listed twice in the same category. You know, instead of doing this, one thing you could do, you know, Faygoluvers, is ask the fans, how many of y'all motherfuckers went to both Band of Psychos Tour and Independent Grind Tour? Figure out which one had a better turnout. Go from there. You know, Drive-By Tour was a big deal. That was a big deal this year, and that's something that I feel should have been on this list instead of 2 Tech Nine tours.
Yeah.
All right, so for Video of the Year, let's jump into this. We got Army of the Pharaohs with Terrorism, Killjoy Club, Surprise, Slain, Bobby Be Real, Tech Nine, Strangulation Cypher, and Twisted's Sick Man. Which, let's talk about Twisted's Sick Man. Now, Twisted came out with 2 different videos this year. Twisted's Sick Man featuring Sid Haig and Kane Hodder. Now, Sick Man has 159,253 views since it was released in June. Twisted also released Breakdown in September, and it has 345,500 views. And it came out 3 months after.
2 videos came out in 2014. The first one got like over 100,000 views. The second one got twice as many views. So why did that video get picked for Best Music Video of the Year? Because it's got the star power, horror icons, Kane Hodder, and Sid Haig.
They're talking about Music Video of the Year. Breakdown's good and everything, but if you compare Breakdown to Sick Man, Breakdown is a simple video. It didn't take them much. Sick Man, there was a lot of work put into that video, and I think it's more about the presentation is what they're trying to do, and I think that's why it was picked. It probably took a lot more effort to make Sick Man than Breakdown.
You know, it's definitely a topic that's debatable. But let's jump to Horrorcore Album of the Year. You have A&B's The Garcia Brothers, Boondocks Abaddon, Kid Crusher, Metal Murder 3D, Low Key's Book of Time, and Twisted Insane, The Last Demon. Now, for any true Axe Murder Boys fan, you know that they're not horrorcore. They've made it known since their very first contract, since their very first seminar with the Hatchet, that they are not horrorcore. They've made that known since the very beginning. But yet, here they are, being nominated for Horrorcore Album of the Year. When if you listen to it, it's definitely not a horrorcore album. I mean, Underground Album of the Year, understandable. Even Hip-Hop Album of the Year, understandable. But Horrorcore Album, I mean, honestly, this should probably switch places with Scum's The Grim Zipper. That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. There is a difference, you know, between horrorcore and wicked shit. And A&B just don't fit horrorcore. And I think the Grims. I haven't really heard all of it, but I would. I know what Scum's about, and I would back that up. As far as my pick, I would think Twisted Insane. I think he's an up and comer because he's fucking dope, very good. You know, he could spit, and just some of the shit that he talks about. He does hangouts, and some of the shit that he says and just talks. He seems like a real dude, and it's just nice to see real motherfuckers do good. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad that he got picked. But yeah, switch out Axe Murder Boys. That's weird.
I remember Violent J saying "fuck horrorcore," and wasn't it a DJ Clay mixtape song? Just, I don't know, felt like throwing that out there.
All right. So let's talk about metal album of the year. We got Body Count with Manslaughter, Cannibal Corpse with A Skeletal Domain, Head PE's Evolution,
Clue.
Kid Crushers Metal Murder 3D, and Mushroom Head's The Righteous and the Butterfly.
What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with this list?
All right, so let's be honest here. For any true metal fan in this day and age, one of the biggest hyped albums of the year, Slipknot with The Gray Chapter. There's a lot building up to the release of this album. The fact that Paul Gray had passed away, and they also kicked out Joey Jordison. So this is the first album they've ever done without all of the original members from the time they got signed, since they've had Corey with them.
I also think that I haven't heard it, so I guess I could be ignorant to it, but I think Kid Crusher should be pulled out. Because doesn't he do, like, rap also? Or is it, I'm not sure if it's just like a straight-up metal album.
I'm wondering if maybe he'd be better fit in the horrorcore album.
You know, in all honesty, Kid Crusher is a horrorcore artist. He does have metal roots. He did have a metal band on the side.
But is this his metal band? Because you got Ice-T's fucking band, and that makes sense for Ice-T's metal band to be in this category. Just because somebody does metal doesn't mean you put his hip-hop album in the metal category.
Right. I saw them on TV, and they were really good. They were doing, like, a talk show.
Talking about Body Count?
Yeah, it was fucking dope.
Nice.
I also thought that it was dope that Cannibal Corpse showed up at the Gathering last year. Because I've been listening to them for a while.
Did they show up to throw rotten eggs at the Juggalos?
I'm not trying to be biased on the subject or anything like that. Just, you know, it was a very big deal for that album to come out this year.
You're talking about Slipknot. So you're saying that Slipknot's album this year was a bigger deal than you would think with them not being nominated on this fucking list.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Juggalo maggots out there.
Magalos.
Magalos.
Yeah.
All right. Collab project of the year. We got Drive By with Run These Streets, Gangsta Boo and LeChat with Witch, Lil White and Frasier Boy with Bar, Murs and Mayday, Murs Day, and Murs and Curtis King with Shut Your Trap.
So are these collab albums? Yeah, not just songs?
These are collab albums.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Once again, we have that redundancy. The only problem I really have with this is the fact that Murs Day was definitely a bigger deal than the Shut Your Trap, which is a mixtape. You know, Murs and Curtis King's, that was a mixtape, whereas Murs Day, that was an album.
I did see someone commenting under the Faygoluvers video that they thought it was whack that there were no Rhymesayers artists on the list. On any category, you can't find any Rhymesayers artists. And, for example, there's Atmosphere with Southsiders, and there was also Hail Mary Mallon with Bestiary, which was an amazing fucking record. Anyways, what else we got?
Supergroup of the year. We got Army of the Pharaohs, Heavy Lies the Crown, Army of Pharaohs, In Death Reborn, Dark Lotus, The Mud, Water, Air and Blood, that Killjoy Club, Killjoy Club, Reindeer Games, and Nodus, Fuck Everybody. Now, honestly, can you really put Nodus in supergroup? Because they're pretty much they're not. That's not a supergroup. There's no getting around it. You know, it's a group.
Yeah.
They're known as pioneers of this wicked shit. You know, before the supergroups. Army of the Pharaohs, it was fresh. You know, there's a lot going on, but you know, once again, it comes back to that redundancy with seeing 2 albums. You know, you don't necessarily have to have that 5-album format.
I don't see anything wrong with a couple of categories only having 4 nominations, because this is a nomination for supergroup. There's only one Army of the Pharaohs. They put 2 albums out in 2014. They're a fucking contender. They don't need to be entered twice. It beat out. It's, you know, they're gonna beat themselves. Possibly, if they can beat Lotus, it really doesn't even matter. They could, you know, you could put fucking. I don't know, whatever.
Alright, here's another thing to think about. 3 of the 5 nominees from Super are listed in Album of the Year. And one of them is Army of Pharaohs, In Death Reborn. So they've basically already decided that In Death Reborn beats the other album.
Ouch.
So what's the point in the redundancy? It's pretty fresh to see Faygoluvers do this. You know, there's a couple things that they need to work on, but, I mean, come on. Every new project has its
I don't know, but
flaws.
If you're going to call Nodus a supergroup, why don't you just call Twisted a supergroup? You know what I mean? Why don't you call, like, Cess Crew a supergroup?
You know, that's basically it.
I
We
know.
can talk about Mixtape of the Year.
No, that's the last one. Mixtape. This is the one.
I think we missed Hip Hop Album of the Year.
There wasn't really anything to talk about, honestly, there. They could have done, like, an Underdog Album of the Year.
They can't even think of 5 original supergroups.
I think we would be good with just 2 supergroups.
It makes sense to me that they would want to, like, limit the number of nominees, but it doesn't make sense to make up extra nominees to fill that quota just so that you can vote between 5 choices. It seems perfectly legitimate for some categories to have less choices because of the category and what's available, what's out there. So some people were overlooked and some people were probably given a little bit of fucking special pleading. But yeah, in the last category, you got what? Mixtapes? Just like Taylor Swift when she won her music award and beat Beyonce, I'm going to pull a Kanye West. Faygoluvers, I'm going to let you finish. But CarnivalSpirits had the best mixtape of all time in 2014 with Ninjas in Action, Volume 1.
They're going to hate us.
Real talk. No, but who is nominated for mixtapes? Like, who they got on there?
All right, Mixtape of the Year, we got The Mafia 6, Here's Some Evil, Gangsta Boo and Beat King, Underground Cassette Tape Music, Jelly Roll, The Biggest Loser, Murs and Curtis King, Shut Your Trap, and Twisted for the Fam Volume 2.
For the fam.
See, it definitely doesn't make sense for that Murs mixtape to be in 2 categories as well.
You know, that has really risen over the past year that had a very fresh mixtape. Kasky, Black Sheep. I've seen a lot of promotion in the Juggalo world for Kasky. Granted, he is signed to Cash Money, but he is underground. Has been. He's worked with Twisted. He's worked with Ritz. he's underground, and he should be featured here in this list.
There you have it.
I've seen a lot of promotion for him and a lot of buzz, and to not list his mixtape, it's almost, it's a shame. It's really a shame.
It feels criminal, actually.
It is. It's very criminal.
I mean, I didn't know who Kasky was until he worked with Twisted, and it's interesting when a new person comes into your, I guess, your radar, you know? He put out a dope mixtape. It got overlooked. The guy's an underdog. Maybe there should have been an underdog category. He would have been a good fucking nominee.
Definitely. But yeah, that's about it. So, you know, it's really fresh to see Faygoluvers doing this. I like to see him improve on it a bit, which is why we're here discussing this here and now. We are all fans of Faygoluvers and what they do. Just a little constructive criticism, you know, it's what we do. So,
we're juggalos. We're fucking ninjas in action, so we plan on delivering you nothing but the stone cold truth and nothing but it. Shout out to Faygoluvers for, you know, doing this type of thing, and of course they're going to want to improve on it next year.
Originally, I was happy, you know, to see it. I watched it, and cool, you know, and then you see the little small flaws. And like I was saying, of course, it's going to take time to get that shit together. Maybe it just got pushed out because it's already the fucking, what, 7th? It's already been 7 days into January. That's fucking nuts. So, you know, they probably had to do it just real quick so it don't get too deep into 2015.
Like I said, much love to Faygoluvers for doing this type of thing, giving us something to fucking vote on, and it's fun. You know, it is for fun. This really shouldn't be taken as a serious thing. I'm talking about the awards in general and our constructive criticism. You know, definitely leave your feedback below. Leave your fucking thoughts and comments. We want to know what you think.
Yeah.
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 Alright, motherfuckers. We are CarnivalSpirits, the motherfucking ninjas in action. We got for you this upcoming 2015, because we coming for you. Motherfucking mixtape of the year. BstMstR predicts it.